Welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries as we begin the second mystery in the Mystical Repercussions arc, the eighth mystery overall. Previously, a new threat has walked into town, an enigmatic newcomer to redemption, seeming to bring with him a rash of mystical luck. Identified as a still nameless man in a snakeskin jacket and handing out business cards to those who may wish to turn their luck for the better. However, it seems these wishes come with complications, as is the chaotic nature of wish-based magic, with those making wishes for better luck and success find themselves suddenly crushed under the wheel of fortune. One victim of a wish, perhaps more fortunate than the rest, was Alex Klutzman, the son of Fred. It had been the boy's birthday, and after a joyous day with family and friends, a fateful birthday candle wish led to Alex being magically whisked away to the superorganism along with the twins, Manny and Rio. Pursuing them into the superorganism with the sudden magic of Carlos's minecart ride, our investigators followed a breadcrumb trail through the Coral Gallery to track down and rescue the tenacious children from a rampaging, magically altered bull. We resume tonight, a few days after Alex's birthday. The sun dips closer to the western horizon, tinging the few clouds in the sky above a fiery orange over Oasis Valley. Trails of smoke twist into the air from the backyard of a suburban house as two men, brothers, stand by a barbecue grill near the edge of a recently installed and filled pool. They each held drinks in their hands, but one merely held a barely touched beer as the man tending to the grill gulped heavily from the rum and coke that was mostly rum. The more inebriated man scoffs and gestures vaguely with his drink. I'm telling you, Dirk, things have been better. No more nagging, and the final settlement came in. Just look at that pool, this grill, he boasts while flipping the steaks. The more sober man nods along, clearly not truly in agreement with his brother, but knowing better than to disagree too boldly. It's a pretty sweet setup, Glenn. You know, the kids wanted to know if you were going to come to their... Oh, speaking of your kids, you should bring them over. Let them enjoy the pool. Grill some hot dogs and junk for them, the drunk man cuts him off with a grin. Yeah, of course, man, Dirk says with a sip of his beer, knowing better than to remind him that his wife didn't want her kids near their drunkard uncle. He then glanced at his watch. Oh, speaking of the kids, I gotta go pick them up from practice. Oh, come on, man. Your steak is almost ready, and you barely touched your drink. You haven't even seen the TV I got, too, the man says with a scowl. I told you before you started that I wasn't going to be staying long, the sober brother says while pinching the bridge of his nose. Just be careful, man. I don't want to get a call that you fell into the pool drunk and drowned, he says and tries to pat the now surly man on the shoulder, who quickly shrugs it off. Yeah. Sure, whatever, he says and gulps down the rest of his drink as his brother leaves with a sad shake of his head. Just leave like everyone else, he mutters to himself, staring at the cooking steaks. With his brother departed and his mood soured, the man scowls and continues to mutter to himself in frustration, staring into the flames of the grill's bed. So entranced in the flames on his own memories, the drunken thoughts drifting back years ago, that he didn't hear the subtle splash from the pool behind him. Thinking back past the years of tumultuous marriage, the constant nightmares and strained relationships, the stressful times in court, back to the time when life seemed rich with potential alongside his friends. Another deep despair-filled sigh shakes him as he stands looking down at the flames, the stakes burning from drunken neglect. However, when the sudden rattling of a snake that sounded alarmingly close jolted the man from his drunken thoughts, his head whipping around to look at his feet for the offending serpent, he backs up towards the pool's edge. The last thing he experiences in his life was what felt like a hand suddenly shove him from behind, followed by a searing burn where it touched. With a scream, the clatter of metal, and the whoosh of flame, he topples with his grill, the fire spreading rapidly to engulf the screaming man as a rattlesnake slithers away from the inferno into the nearby desert as the sun sets upon the desert. With a sudden gasp and choked cough, Soda Karada found himself jolted to awareness. In utter confusion, he looks around blindly before his eyes adjust to the darkness and the light of the waning moon above. Panic started to rise up in him as he realized he was standing barefoot in the desert in his night clothes as if he'd been sleepwalking before. Before he realized he was not far from the apartment he shared with his mother. The next thing he noticed was the sudden pain that gripped his hand as if splashed with boiling water. Gripping his wrist, he could see a few wisps of smoke rise from the skin of his straining hand before they and the pain fade. As he wiped the sudden sweat from his brow, he turned to make his way home, a growling voice whispering in his ear. A voice that sounded clearer than ever, speaking in antiquated Japanese as it told him, "The guilty will burn at its touch." And we're back.
Damn.
It's a good thing none of that affects us.
So, to discuss the last couple of days since the fateful birthday party, let's just go around. Fred.
Hey.
So, how did Fred? How would Fred have reacted after getting Alex home and having a few days of relative quiet beyond the chirping of video games, because those have been heavily put into use?
I have tried to make things as normal around here as possible to compensate. Because I don't like the idea of my child being involved in life-threatening peril.
Very fair. And Alex, you don't know if it's just the tenacity of youth or perhaps more alarmingly, worryingly, he might be a little used to it by this point. He doesn't seem too phased. Occasionally he'll bring up, actually with you, Winifred, sometimes he'll be like, it's like, "Oh, you're a Deep Ranger, so I saw this thing. Can you tell me about that?" He's just occasionally just be like hyper, the hyper fixation on the superorganism, similar to another child you knew.
Mm-hmm. Olivia, yes, yes.
Speaking of, that's exactly who I meant.
Yeah, I know.
So, but Alex, there is like once or twice where Fred, you realize he probably woke up from a nightmare, but he seems resilient, and your daughter Tiffany, she's also trying to be helpful in that regard. Also worryingly, she seems like she knows what to do in these kind of situations. Things you're not exactly sure how long weirdness was going on behind your back. Your ex and your kids keeping you in the dark, or you were just too oblivious. Your wife was so good at her job of keeping it under wraps that you just thought everything was mundane.
Yes,
Anyways.
how would that make him feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's Fred feel about these kind of thoughts? Not to narrate for you.
QT?
Fred.
I'm trying to think. Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
But,
We can
Sorry.
never know.
We'd never know if Discord's
Yeah.
fucking censoring you or not.
yeah.
We can go back if you weren't expecting to
Fred,
be put on this.
You're making me jump right into emotions. I'm getting impatient. Let me try and process. Like that whole situation was incredibly traumatic for Fred. He does not like his children getting. It's one thing when he's in danger. It's another thing when it's his children in danger, and like he doesn't want to squash his son's natural curiosity. So he's being nice and encouraging the discussions of the superorganism and all that, but on the inside he's got just sort of this looking over my shoulder sort of paranoia of trying to make sure nothing else happens to his kids. And the fact that weird shit has been happening to them when he's not around is not a comfort at all. He still views it as his fault, that somehow he's passed his own weird luck onto his children, who are younger and not equipped to deal with it and less expendable than he is in his eyes. So Fred is doing everything he can to make things as normal as possible. In the vein of a father in the 1990s, trying to hide his own emotional turmoil as much as he possibly can. Because that's what a man does.
Oof.
How healthy.
Things are going to be normal, and my kids are going to have a good time and be safe if it kills me to do it.
Making a note. Fred is not okay.
Wait, you're
And
just now making that
considering we're
note?
dealing
You
with
have
a
to make that note? I feel like that's been thoroughly established.
No, no.
And considering
I'm
we're
just
dealing with
making
a Wishmaster, I think the monkey's paw just curled. It's like, oh, your children will be normal if you die.
I didn't say I wished for it.
So, thankfully for your wellness of mind, Fred, things have been very mundane and normal and, dare I say, kind of boring since then.
Good.
So yeah, Winifred, since you live there too, or well, they live with you.
Yeah, Wilfred, you live in your house.
I do live in
Yeah.
the house.
It's like I have to be very careful when wording to my sister. I can't say, "Can I use the car?" I have to say, "Can I use your car?" Because she gets, it's like, sorry, having to share a vehicle is frustrating.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
But yeah, on the work situation. Oh, actually, yeah, Winifred. I just want to say, yeah, we'll get to like work stuff after we just check in. Like, how's Winifred like? Because you can see Fred dealing with this stuff and see how the kids are dealing with their stuff. Because you were probably more aware of like when the kids would wake up and like, suddenly because you got vampire senses.
Yeah, I am.
But
Winifred isn't used to caring for people beyond the fact that they exist and she has to get along with them to have a good working relationship. So she's kind of confused about the way that she's reacting to this, which is to have the knee-jerk reaction of going to check on them, but then going, well, that's not my business. I'm not a parent. So she's been having weird feelings and reactions to it. She's just going, nope, I'm not going to acknowledge any of this.
reanimating some emotions she hasn't felt for quite some time.
She deliberately killed, yes.
It's been so long since the hunter-gatherer days in which the children are raised by the clan.
It's like, well, that's not my place to do anything about that. So she jerks to go do something and then stops herself. I don't know if Fred's picked that up or not. I'm going to guess no, but his kids might have.
I think Tiffany might be the one who would notice it, just since she's the older one. But she wouldn't really comment on it. She kind of gets
Tiffany
the...
seems like a pretty smart kid.
Yeah.
I would say
as they
Fred
say, a
probably
smart
notices it, but his reaction is none of my business. Probably
Oh my
just
God.
vampire shit.
Oops, BRB,
Just stuff.
hold on.
The respectful
So
thing to
both-
do is not to notice. Again, he's a 90s adult. That is how they function.
So you're both like, no, it's not my business.
It's not my business. I
correct
can't do anything about it.
Hey, I need
Yes.
to take a quick break. I gotta go haul Grandpa up some steps.
Okay.
Okay.
Role play.
Yeah, that is the
Well,
that is the
not too
feeling.
heavy because I want to be involved, but good.
Gotcha.
Or we could just shoot the shit.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dingo Johnson, and I'm the new character in what's this one called?
Oasis
Oasis
Valley
Valley
Mysteries.
Mysteries.
Oasis Valley. I'm Dingo Johnson. I'm the new character in Oasis Valley Mysteries, and I'm gonna show you how to rustle up some grub. All right. Got my hands deep in this hole full of ants. They're biting me quite a bit. Ow. Yep. They're biting me. Ow. Shit. Fuck. Ow. Wait. I think I got it. All right. Yep. I've got a fistful of grubs. Oh, they are biting my hand. Ow. Shit. All right. Now we gotta put the grubs on the ground. All right. Now I've got my lasso. We're gonna rustle them up. We're gonna. Yep. Okay. And then I see a snag of this problem. The lasso is too thick. It's too thick to fit around the grubs. We need a smaller up. There's still ants on my arm. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Ah, god damn it. Shit. Ah, it burns. Ah. All right, I'm gonna unlace my shoe. All right. Ow. God, my fingers are. Ow. Oh, they hurt so much. All right, I'm gonna use my left arm here. I'm not as dexterous with the left arm, but my right arm seems to be just a massive stinging bang. I'm gonna take my shoelace and I'm gonna turn it into a lasso. Are the grubs getting it? How? They can't move that fast. Come on, all right, I'm gonna lasso these grubs with my shoelace, and all right, got him. Got one of the grubs. This is gonna take a very long while. I can see why you need a tutorial. All right, missed. Oh my arm! Fuck! Missed. Missed. All right, there we. Nope, slipped out. All right, we got one. We got another one. All right, 30 more to go. All right. My left arm's feeling numb now. What's this then? Dingo Johnson signing out.
This is what passes for television these days.
Sir, I've been getting complaints about somebody harassing animals.
And it's just Dingo kind of lying dead on the ground, ants just crawling over him.
This
Oh my
man's
god,
dead.
he got. It's like, oh my god, Olivia, he got Indiana Jones.
The fuck did I walk back into?
Yeah.
This is standard Oasis Valley Mysteries moment.
Yeah.
There's something about dingoes and ants.
Yeah, there's some ants involved. Don't worry about it.
Well, I have to be careful when bringing up ants in this game because when I do, they suddenly manifest in my house.
Well, good thing you were here for that then.
I will have to step away to help again in a few minutes, but
All right, we'll think of something
Nice.
to fill the time.
Winifred.
Yes.
So, covered what's basically going on with the home situation with your roommate and his kids. I'm sure you weren't really expecting this when you're like, "Hey, Fred, you can live with me," but work though has been interesting because the next day after Alex's birthday, when you went into work, there was basically a meeting called with some of the Deep Rangers as to discuss what seems to have been a outside incursion and trying to figure out how the fuck outsiders got into the Coral Gallery and wrecked the place, wrecked construction, trailing trash, and seemed to be looting parts from equipment and seeming to have insider knowledge of where to find certain hidden maps and such.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
As no one's able to point any fingers, but it seems to be a new mystery of, hey, there's clearly signs of some outsider activity here, and we don't know how they got in or where they went. And there's this, they say, the weirdest thing of the report is in the destruction of the, the wreckage where the construction was for the menagerie maze. They said they found a carbonized and partially petrified remains of a possible bovine creature,
Hmm.
which
Petrified?
yeah, Winifred, if you question about that or look a bit into the details, it seems that most of the remains were, because you don't usually work in the coral gallery, you're more of an expedition ranger doing the more wild areas, but there was you kind of looked it up post the examination of it said that the remains were deteriorating very rapidly, faster than should be. Most of the remains were charcoalized just from the extreme heat with traces of melted metal throughout. But in terms of petrification, they said that the inner parts were becoming ossified or mineralized. The bones were becoming rapidly fossilized for some reason, as if time was much. I'm not being accurate, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. That some weird shit was going on with the bones to make them petrify faster than normal.
Yeah, but also the flesh, within it, it just seemed like whatever the fire didn't get was petrifying, and they used the term petrifying for lack of a better term.
Okay. Yeah, during this meeting, she's not going to have any facial reaction because she's old enough to not have to do that shit no more.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be more like she's looking annoyed, and anybody that works with her is gonna go, well, she's annoyed because people have been in the superorganism without her knowing.
Uh-huh. Someone stepped on my lawn and I don't know who they were, but I will find them kind of attitude.
Yeah, get off my lawn, you fuckers.
But oh yeah, so certain details, they're they mention how a old Chewie the Chupacabra costume was found, burnt and tattered. They said they found candy wrappers throughout, but they also and firework remains. So they're somehow it seems like children got in here. It was what they were going off of. Which is just raising all kinds of alarms. But they also said that they found tracker glow sticks or trail glow sticks, the ones that Olivia were dropping.
Oh yeah, you didn't get to go back and collect them because we got whisked out.
Yeah, the trolley showed up at where you were with the kids. But yeah, just it seems like there's all kinds of theories. It's corporate espionage, maybe somehow some kids snuck in or teenagers snuck in or whatever, or the crazy thought is that maybe someone on the inside gave an unauthorized tour to people. But oh yeah, and actually that I just realized, gunfire was you did fire off your gun, right, Olivia?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't think anyone used a gun that wasn't a revolver, because if they had, there would have been shell casings. But I don't think Hanzo used your gun.
No.
Yeah, I didn't because I tried to use my mallet and stakes on the thing, and it did not work.
Yeah, and Fred, you had your gun, but I think you only shot one of the endofauna that like tried to go after you.
Yep.
And they wouldn't have found that. Oh, that probably would have been taken by a cyst lizard.
The sweet
Anyways.
loot.
Yeah, the glow sticks were left behind because they're designed not to be to be bad tasting. Shay, I'm sorry, but we can hear you chewing and slurping.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear
Chewing
anything.
and a slurping, burping and a flirping.
Yeah. So, Winifred, just might be a little more amusing to you than everyone else.
Privately amusing is.
But yeah. So work, they're a little uptight about that, and actually that would be a good segue into Hanzo.
Hmm.
You also got briefed on this, and you basically got the same rundown saying that while they're not sending you in to investigate at the superorganism, you and Agent Wakefield were briefed on it because you handled the top side, and they're basically your boss was like, okay, keep an ear out to see if you hear anything about people getting down in the superorganism, unauthorized or that kind of thing, or if there's new reports of poaching, that kind of thing.
Yeah, stoically receiving the orders.
Yep. Yeah, he says it's not a, your boss, he basically tells you it's like, it's not a priority right now because there's nothing really that we have that links it to anything topside, but they just want us to be aware and keep an ear out for it. But other than that, things have been quiet, thankfully. The at least around player potent on your end. But okay, I will BRB. I gotta go lower him back down the steps.
Okay.
Hello everyone. I'm Wallaby Horton, and I'm the new Oasis Valley Mysteries character. There's a corpse on the ground.
Yeah, I'm waiting for corpse disposal.
Okay. New Oasis Valley Mysteries character. Are those ants? Are those ants all over him?
Yeah, he tried to lasso ants for some reason.
Oh.
I thought he was really allergic.
Was he trying to rustle up some grub? Is that what he was going after?
I think he was trying to make a pun.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
As this is
I'm just
happening,
gonna
something
stick-
opens like a trapdoor spider, and a hand just comes out and drags the corpse into it.
Oh, sweet. There we go.
I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's supposed to happen, is it?
This is Oasis
Corpse
Valley.
disposal.
Nothing's normal.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I'm supposed to. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a crumpled up note. I'm supposed to be the new character, Wallaby Horton.
New character?
Yeah, a new character in Oasis Valley Mysteries.
We were in Oasis Valley. I guess we
Yeah.
are dealing with mysteries and shit, but like,
Wait,
you're a person,
what-
not a character.
So it's like, is there someone dead? Was that the
That
mystery?
guy
The fellow fell in the hole. Was that the
Maybe?
mystery?
Rocks fall, everyone
No.
dies.
Oh no! I had a wife and kids!
I don't know. I just came in to hear TT doing an Australian voice. I'm like, oh no, there's an unauthorized presence here.
Kill the Australian.
And you killed Olivia too.
Oh well. Roll up a new character.
That's what happens if you
Alright.
learn to the fourth wall.
Hey, she was
So-
explicitly not aware of the fourth wall during that skit.
She was learning though.
She should have.
So, Olivia,
Yes.
or actually Hanzo.
Ah,
Sorry,
Yeah,
we'll
you're
get to
dead.
you in a second, Olivia.
you're right.
Recover from being dead.
We'll get to
Okay.
your funeral in a second. I'm kidding. So Hanzo, is there just going to be anomalous Australians showing up every time we walk away?
Yes.
Anomalous Australians.
Invasion of the Aussies.
Look,
I mean,
look,
Fort Poland was originally an Australian company. That's why the family that owns it or run it, they are literally the Fossics, which is an Australian term for a fossicker was a gold rush miner.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Hanzo, other than that, work's been pretty chill, quiet. You haven't really seen much of your friends from back home. Use a euphemism, but they seem to be laying low. You've also kept an eye out for anyone with these business cards, but from what you can tell, other than that rash of good luck followed by very bad luck that seemed to happen right in the beginning, nothing significant has jumped out. But is there anything Hanzo wanted to do on those days? Just as an aside.
I think mostly he's been keeping to himself.
Okay.
As is
Oh, how
his,
different.
custom.
Hey,
Oh. Well.
He's not a very
We're
social
friends.
man. He's not a very,
No.
sociable man.
Yeah, we know this. We've reached the point where we know this about each other, and
It's almost as if he tries to avoid people.
yeah.
and everyone in the
And we don't
party
let
is
him.
like, nah. But okay, so Hanzo, you've just been kind of having a chill few days.
Mhm.
So yeah, now back to you, Olivia.
I rise from the grave.
You've kept you heard back from the the promoters at the wrestling place. Can't remember the name of the place without going and looking at the notes at the moment, but they call you back. They ring you back up saying your show was or your match was pretty popular. You got drew a they say you make a very good heel against La Matadora, and that they're looking to work you into they're looking for. They say be ready for your second match. We'll be getting that announced soonish.
Hell yeah.
So it seems that your initial opening match was a success. You've got their attention and the attention of the fans.
Fuck yeah.
But other than that, Olivia,
hmm
there have been no more you've definitely kept an ear out for I keep saying people have been keeping their ears or eyes out. Everyone get your body parts back. But you've been listening for
Weird snakes.
yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Looking for more of the rattlesnakes. There was kind of a false alarm where you did get where the preserve got a call about a rattlesnake in a house, and you jumped to volunteer, but it was just a a younger diamondback rattlesnake, one of the locals, just got
Oh,
into
you're
like
just a
someone's
normal
shed.
snake.
Yeah, it just got into someone's shed because he realized that it was like hunting rats in there and just didn't want to come back out. But yeah, it's just normal rattlesnakes. So, good day. You met a rattlesnake. But
Yeah, a dying herbo.
otherwise, it's been pretty mellow. You do get so actually, you did give two things to the preserve labs. The snake skins, which they confirmed that they decayed very rapidly and showed signs of, the cells were definitely showed signs of heavy cancerous growth where it should have been impossible, but like each cell that they sampled out of it, every bit of it looked like it was like 100% cancerous growth, which should not be possible. They're like, this is truly bizarre, and even Dr. Lucia is like, oh, this is weird, and like got her attention. So she's been kind of like studying it off and on, but no big events on that so far. But the remains of the strange creature you brought in, that were in the Chewie the Chupacabra costume,
Yeah.
genetically, it is. They say it is closest to, they would think, crustacean, which kind of matches the kind of body plan and look of it with a chitin. But they say that's
Yeah.
probably, they say the genetics of it should not be, this creature should not be alive with how simple its genetics were. Like,
Oh.
they say that like this thing should have been like it should have died of sickness, and or like they say that at first they thought maybe there was radiation damage because of how strange the genetic sequences were, but then they're like, no, that's just they think this is they Dr. Lucia, when she kind of talked to you about it, she said she kind of compared it to somehow someone threw spaghetti code into a blender and managed to make a computer program that ran perfectly when it should not be working.
Oh.
Which, if you remember, Carlos did confirm that these were magical creatures, to use the M word.
They were mimics.
Indeed. These were not naturally created or scientifically created, if you had to guess.
But I am now introducing them to science.
Yes, and when they say that, or I mean, like when they the weird thing is, they are also decaying much more rapidly than things should be. So that's another thing they like kind of attribute to like their slapdash genetics. But
Weird.
yeah, other than that, Olivia, one final thing. You're at home when, probably like cooking yourself something. It's in the evening, might be watching TV or something, when you just hear at your front door, knock, 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 knock. Just,
Who is it?
Olivia, you know who it is. Let me in, damn it. As you hear a familiar voice.
Okay. Doors opened.
And you see, stoop down to pick up, like lifting up your floor mat, like that welcome mat, to see if you have a key under there. You see,
doesn't.
Yep, you see your sister look up at you as you see Nicole go, finally. And
You.
this is a surprise because, as far as you know,
Yeah.
she should be in Phoenix with your dad.
Nicole?
Hey, Olivia, you gonna let me in? Long bus ride to get here.
I mean, well, yeah, of course, but what the fuck are you doing here?
As you see this 50-year-old teenage girl kind of walk inside. She's got like a duffel bag over her shoulder and a skateboard under her other arm. As she's just like, yeah, Dad was being a dick, so I just came back home. Well,
Dad was being a dick, so you just went from Phoenix to here.
yeah, I got back. I got on the bus a week earlier than planned. So, and Mom's out of town. She's visiting Aunt so and so. You vaguely remember hearing about this, Olivia, which is why your sister went to Phoenix in the first place.
Mhm.
Like some distant family member had a funeral, but no one that either you or your sister ever met. So it's just like, okay, yeah, Mom's gonna go, but
Yeah.
so she's just like, yeah, well, you know, you know how Dad is, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to stay there, so I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
Cool,
I don't
thanks.
mind. I
And she
don't
just
mind.
walks right past you. And
Hey, catch her by the back of the shirt. Hey.
And just to give a little description, she is dressed very much like a skateboard punk.
Fuck yeah.
not like punk music, but just like a skateboarder. Like
Yeah.
And she's
80s,
gonna
90s.
get you in trouble. It's like someone kidnapped my daughter.
Does Dad know you're here?
I left a note. And she kind of gives this look of like, I think I left, and then she like pauses. And she's like, pretty sure I left it where you can find it.
I'll call Dad and let him know you're here.
Maybe I should do it
Look,
because kind of gets this look of just like you kind of had this like moment. It was like, oh, the argument was about me.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, there's a... Ah, I see.
Yeah, I'll ring him up in the morning.
Alright. Or did you... Are you, like... Alright?
Oh yeah,
Like, fine otherwise?
I mean, they definitely named those buses appropriately. Basset Hound buses. Those things are slow as fuck.
As opposed to Greyhound.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I mean,
I,
again, that's the name of the buses that Fred's kids rode in on.
I forgot.
Oh, God. Oh,
It's so
I
fucking
love my
funny.
sister.
You know how the Greyhound buses have like the Greyhound on the side? They have a Basset
Yeah.
Hound, but it's comically stretched the length of the bus.
Oh, no!
Now I'm just imagining
Oh.
this poor droopy beast.
Oh,
Oh,
I
God.
love my sister.
The My Neighbor Totoro cat bus, but it's a Basset Hound.
God, alright, well... I'm fine that you're here. But, you know, I just... Things have been eventful. So, you know...
Oh yeah, I think Mom said something about you might have gotten a new girlfriend. Like you're like, you haven't told your mother about this, so you're just like, how the hell?
Yeah, yeah. How the hell does Mom know?
She doesn't. I just said it.
Fucking Nicole. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got a girlfriend.
About time.
She
Says as she like pulls a soda from your fridge.
Have we met your sister before? And I'm just forgetting.
God no, you guys don't even know she has one.
Okay.
Winifred might, just because Winifred's
Yeah,
been in town long
Winifred
enough.
probably does, cause yeah,
Winifred knows
Winifred's she's the only one who's known.
Carlos
Olivia
might
since she was a
suspect
kid.
because Nicole's probably gone into the diner.
Yeah, and there would absolutely be a resemblance. Yeah, she's a vampire. Her name's Itzel. She's great. But
Cool.
yeah. Work's been kind of hectic as of late. Like,
What, springtime make all the critters antsy?
don't. No. I mean, yes, but no. There's been like just weird stuff. Just like
Oh,
weird
and
ass.
her eyes go to the Falcon Like Witness, like magazine that you have on your counter. Oh, you've been reading them.
Oh no, actually, they're friends of a friend.
I thought you were just gonna say they're your friends, which wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I don't know if we've spent enough time together to consider each other friends.
Okay. So, I just have my. She like nods to her duffel bag, and she's like, "I just have my stuff that I brought, the Phoenix with me. But if I need stuff, I'll just, skate over to home and grab what I need. Just,
Okay.
mom doesn't want. I told her I could have stayed home alone myself, and she could have like come in and checked on me. But she's. doesn't want
I
people-
honestly, I'd rather you be here, or he can be an asshole, but like, I'd rather you be here with that. Like, I trust that you can watch yourself. That's not the issue. It's just shit. Something happens.
I mean, they trusted you at 15 to babysit me, so.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
sorry,
was-
I'm just remembering being a kid and being like, I'm way too young to be babysitting my 3 siblings.
yeah, but that was like the 80s. Or wait, hold on.
Yes, that would be the 80s.
But yeah, that was like the 80s though. Times change.
So, you catch up with your sister.
She goes. She gives her a noogie.
Oh, yeah, she hates it.
Yes,
She
yes, she
hates it.
does.
I don't
But-
think anyone likes it.
No. But,
Nobody likes the noogie.
only the people who give them do. But,
Yeah.
Here, let me grind some bone on your bone.
so,
Ugh.
yeah, you catch up with your sister, and, you have a little guest room that, actually, it might be more like you have a pull-out couch.
Yeah. Olivia has her own place, but it's not like a huge place.
Yeah. So, yeah, you now have your sister staying with you for like a week.
Ah,
But this
Cool.
introduces your sister character. Which I've got to just tell you all what I told Nora. I am so surprised she is trusting me with another sibling NPC after missing about her.
look,
You even
I
have
know
a vampire
shenanigans.
girlfriend.
I know shenanigans are gonna happen.
But
Olivia
so
doesn't.
yeah, so your sister's staying with you. Tommy.
Yo.
Savvy.
It's been,
1 week
the
since I looked
full
at you.
Banish.
Killed her.
I heard her scream
God.
from her room.
God, we could hear you screaming over Scathers.
What a cruel and unjust God.
Fucking good timing. Just heard her scream.
Gone.
So-
Reduce the atoms.
So, Tommy, it's been a few days since the full moon, so that the lunar anxieties passed. After a full moon, it's like you feel pretty chill usually because it's like all that was burnt off in a pretty spectacular fashion. You had a fight with a monstrous bull,
Mm-hmm.
and it nearly killed you before you took a dip in the ooze.
The secret of the
Stem
goose.
cells.
Oh yeah, so did Olivia.
I fell in it.
Yeah, yeah, and then you all slathered it onto Tommy.
Yep.
Just slopped
'Cause
it
he was
on.
dying. He was
Slather.
dying.
I mean, if anyone's going to take it best, it's either going to be Tommy or Winifred.
So the fire pack, for I still need like a proper name. They don't have a name for their little group. They're like Therian Throw Support Group, whatever you want to call it.
The quack
When you-
pack.
when you go and chat with them after after the full moon, they tell you that the new kid Claudio seems to be, okay. They're keeping an eye on him. He seems very flustered by the sudden, becoming a werebat thing, because like they even talked about it. Like you even talked to him afterward. Like this is assuming you've probably like had conversations with them all since then,
Mhm.
but he is like, I haven't, like they explained that like there are different ways they all like how their abilities were. Like you mentioned how like you, like Phil, it was kind of like inherited through your family, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know, my dad's from Tijuana, and as far as I know, we've been normal humans up until me. And he said it's like, well, there were bats in the radio tower, because you learned he works nights at the radio station. He goes, but never. He says, because they never bit me or anything. I never got close to them. So he's just like, everyone's just like, yeah, sometimes. Who knows? There could be
That's helpful. Thanks.
there could be a triggering event that hasn't come to light yet. Like maybe he does like have a family thing or environmental factors, what have you. One of the things about it being a curse or a gift, depending on how you look at it, is it's not scientifically rigid. Magic likes to play loose with the rules. But other than that, Tommy, there was something that you wanted to ask Carlos, wasn't there?
There was.
About your sister? About
Seems
Carnivore?
like-
It should be in
Who's
our
living in
chat.
the,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who's living in the ride now?
hmm
Which, Carlos,
Yes,
we'll get to what you've been doing over these few days, but we'll just have like a little scene with you and Tommy here for a moment.
that's fine. Sure.
So, Tommy probably comes in at some point.
Kicks open the door.
Tommy ain't kicking shit. He's sore as fuck, yo.
Valid.
This is fair. You had a very rough day. I would
Tommy's
say
a
probably the
very bad
best
day.
time to catch Carlos, if you're especially wanting a private one-on-one, is that he's working on the ride. Except now he's like, okay, if I send somebody else down this thing, are we going to have the ride magically appear in the fucking superorganism again?
And you've actually tested it out. And you've kept your like spidey senses, for lack of a better term, open when you've like sent anyone through it. And while there is that like low level magic radiation sense to it now, like it's it's your wizard's lair kind of a deal. So it's kind of had that, but now it's like there's that faint static always kind of present there, but none of it never like spiked like that night, like when either you or the kids went through it, or when it returned. So you're pretty confident it seems dormant at the moment, but it still has that weird potential. We'll say that was like part of your investigations over the last few days.
Yeah, it's just been one of those things where he's paranoid checking 1,000 times. He's like, I can't have it happen opening day. I can't Jurassic Park these kids. I just saw that movie last night. I'm already paranoid. It did not help.
Because of how often we reference it, I'm just gonna have to say it came out last year, sooner than it did in the real world.
Well,
I think it comes out like the next year by what we have.
what year is it in game? 1990.
92.
Two.
Oh, it's 92. Okay. Then I
No,
read
it's
the
just-
book.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's like I read that stupid Jurassic Park book. I thought it would be a good thing. Now I'm worried about fucking accidentally summoning fucking bullshit. He's saying this as he's like working on it, like just.
Mhm.
Someone's just like, did you hear they're making it into a movie? Because it'd be filming at the moment.
Oh god.
Have you tried putting an alarm in there for magic buildup?
Tommy says, materializing.
Fucking Christ! Can't do that in my
Tommy
own
pops
fucking
out.
house.
Tommy
Um,
popped out of the ride.
So the problem is if I put a magic alarm for when magic buildups happen, and the public sees it, I have to explain to building inspector why I have a sudden random alarm that seems to be going off randomly with no excuse.
Make it look like some weird sort of machine that's crashed in the ride or some nonsense like that. Add to the ambiance.
I do have that crashed. I do have that wrecked minecart. I just got a new paint job because now I know what happens when you scratch one of these fuckers up. He says, kicking the nearest minecart.
Anyway, ain't cool if Carnivore lives here.
Oh yeah, no, Carnivore's already paying rent. It's fine.
By ratting.
Works for me.
I ran into I ran into her the other day, and I said no attacking customers, and if you take care of the rodent problems, you're good.
Excellent.
And since she also witnessed, the event, she says that, she offers that. "Look, and also, if I'm here when that weird stuff happens, I can either warn you or deal with whatever slips out the door when the kids slide it through. Because those jellyfish came through."
Fair enough.
They fucking died
Then-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The atmosphere wasn't conducive.
Sudden
But-
system shock. But yeah, no, she's welcome to stay here. I mean, I got a troll in my sewer, and I have a carnivorous man-eater in the ride. It just fits the theme.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
It's
gonna be fun.
basically just New York. Let's be honest here.
Where is
God, I
God,
wish
the sewers beneath the underground of New York in a Monster of the Week campaign would be a mess.
God, that'd
So-
be terrifying.
I would agree with you on that situation, but from my one time in New York in the 70s, no.
Oh god, that's when. Oh wait, no, Warhol was active in the 60s or 70s.
I thought. Feels like 60s would be.
60s is more appropriate.
The ghost of Andy Warhol's haunting New York.
So he was actively creating art from the 1950s to his death in the 1980s, 87.
Okay.
But he gained notoriety in 1962. But after 1968, following an assassination attempt, he focused more on business ventures, like founding Interview magazine.
Okay.
Ghost
So-
of Andy Warhol.
So the ride now has a protector, since it now might be a portal into the superorganism. But Tommy, was there anything you wanted to do other than that?
Not really. No,
Okay.
he's just been resting.
Okay. Carlos, I believe you were the last one.
Hopefully, yeah,
Yes.
I don't know.
So, Soda would have begun his apprenticeship. And don't have to go through a whole lesson, but how do you think Carlos would attempt to try to teach someone to focus their inner wellspring of power, be what that is? Or,
There's there's an abandoned old mine, like a mining shaft from like one of those 18-bit rate companies pre superorganism discovery. That is completely abandoned. Nobody else goes out there except for Carlos and him and the occasional very angry Javelina.
And also from the amount of graffiti, sometimes people go there, it looks like, to, drink or party.
Yes. But Carlos makes sure that training happens at times when that wouldn't be it, which are also simultaneously the times that are most lethal for human beings to be out in the desert. During the high heat of the day.
Which, you'll notice, Soda does not seem to have any trouble with.
That's not surprising. And pretty much training exercises out there are like, okay, cool. So we're in a spot. You can't really burn any of this down because it's mostly metal and concrete at this point. So he's doing demonstrations of channeling the fire within. There's probably a very emotional conversation at one point where he's talking about how that it's not necessarily a war against the thing inside you fighting for control. It's about coexistence. And it sounds dumb as shit. I thought it was dumb as shit the first time I started dealing with stuff like this. But it's one of those things where it's very, you are directly bound to the creature. Is going to be a little pissed off that it's not in control because no one likes having chains put on them.
Yeah. What was it you just said? It sounds like a lot of shit. What did you say?
Maintaining. It's about finding balance, not complete domination. Because
I was just gonna say I can't. It's not like it's speaking to me, but I get the vibe that it's kind of agreed with you. It's like, oh, this all sounds like a bit of shit.
Well, it's a crock of shit because this was a last second panic of like trying not to have it break 1,000 different laws and having to mind wipe an entire town on top of a superorganism. It's just a lot of fucking paperwork. It's not like the old
this concerned look of just like, wait, that's a thing that can happen.
It was one time, as far as I am aware, and it was back in the 1860s.
Jesus.
Thankfully, that town didn't survive the Civil War, according to my notes. So we're good. We're in the clear.
Okay. As he just has this... There's like an expression that passes his face of just like, all right, I just have to roll with this.
I wasn't there for that one. That wasn't a me thing, but it was used as a threat several times as I was learning my magic.
All right. So
I will let you know, they can wipe you from history. They can wipe you from your mind. And your mother can, if you fuck up bad enough, will never remember you ever existed. Though to be fair, it would probably just be easier to say, "Oh no, you both died during the same thing as you and your brother." So,
I mean, that's what they told her initially. So,
yeah, no, it's so there's an organization called Moss They're pretty much the international governance of wizards, witches, warlocks, and anybody else who casts magic, except fucking David Blaine. I don't know what the fuck's up with that guy.
He's a scab.
Fucking scab. Um, I'm kind of painting them in a negative light, but you also have to understand that I've been keeping mobile every 3 to 5 years to keep my taxes low.
You,
God, I love Carlos. Mixture of, oh yeah, I'm a centuries-old wizard. Fuck capitalism.
I'm not a centuries
Like-
old wizard. I'm only 89.
it's like if Uncle Stan had plastic surgery, but
Yes!
with magic.
Yes! Oh my god, yes!
But yeah, admittedly, I've kind of settled down here, and this is one of those places that you technically get through a couple of different tax loopholes, so it's great.
Yeah, I heard something about that because this place is basically a company town now with the Chloropotent, but
Oh, it's but part of it's the company town, part of it's the fact that some magic folks have tried to settle in the area, and ran the other way screaming. I haven't had to deal with that yet, but there's also a lot of magics I don't fuck with on purpose.
Doing
Like-
great, Carlos.
like you said something about wish magic. Okay.
Yeah, so there's different kinds of magic. You're really lucky because you're gonna be doing mostly fire magic, probably some necromancy. I think it wouldn't surprise me.
And
Yes, tell
you
the
would know-
kid who lost his brother that he could raise the dead.
so I will want to say, because I don't know if Soda is enough of a nerd, but I am, that necromancy, by its strictest definition, would just be the magic of speaking to the dead, not controlling the dead. Which, honestly, with the Kasha, might actually be. Yeah, you're right, Carlos. That might be in his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
So-
he brought back one dead thing already.
We don't talk about that.
I mean, he is him.
He is him.
He is a product of necromancy.
You know what? Fair enough. So you'll probably be mostly fire and necromantic magics. I'm not great with talking to the dead. I've done it a couple of times, so I can at least get you through your fundamentals. But fire magic, I'm one of the best of. A lot of which is from experience. So much of it's from experience. There's been so many fires.
So,
36.
Carlos. Since this is a game where I do not roll ever, I want you to roll a use magic to judge how well you teach this fellow.
Sure. Let me get my character sheet. Ba-da-boo, ba-da-boo, da-da-boo. Where's my use magic button? I know you exist. Oh, here it
Does.
is.
Success. Okay. The first day, the first day doesn't like summon any fire or anything. It's mostly what you were just doing, like talking to him, like talking about fundamentals and basics and stuff. Kind of the boring stuff at first.
It's the boring stuff, but Carlos is interesting enough with it that he's throwing anecdotes that might stick in his head better. Because, like, the old school class wizards, like, if you go through the classes and things, they'll be like, oh, they'll have you study this formula and perform these rituals, and well, repetition is good for memorization. 9 times out of 10, you don't need this information day out of day, and 90% of wizards have to keep it in a tome in their library. So, here, have a funny anecdote instead about this one time when I burnt down an entire Whataburger.
So, yeah, and it helps him connect, and he's not going. It's going to be a while yet before he's like slinging spells himself, but you're teaching him the fundamentals in these first few days. And
Yeah, he's probably creating small fires and having him just try to feel the fire as a living thing in that kind of a nature of
And
regard.
I'd say with that 10, by like the second or third lesson, you you do that thing where you summon like a little ball of fire, and he's able to hold it in his palms without burning himself, and he's able to maintain it for like a minute or so before it putters out. So he's making progress. But oh yeah, there's one other thing, Carlos. Every every spell slinger has like a medium that they
Mhm.
like helps them focus, and yours is your cassette player. You've seen
Absolutely.
Speedspar has a tuning fork. You're not sure what Mrs. Skiren uses. Might be her, her
I have not
umbrella.
asked, and I really don't want to know.
Yeah, but you've seen people use like jewelry. Like you mentioned, some wizards like to use their books. The real, the real flashy ones. Wizard staves have like kind of fallen out of fashion, except for like ceremonial stuff. But
It
what
just it's you walk around with a walking stick for too long, people start going, "What are you, a wizard?" And then you have to lie, and wizards are not good at lying.
Yeah, and since canes fell out of fashion, that's really been a pain. Um, cane pain. But you realize that probably what would be an ideal focus for him is using that tiger's tooth from the kasha itself that was ripped out of the skeleton by I think Tommy, or it might have been Connor. I can't remember. Someone ripped the tooth out of the kasha, like the canine, and it, unlike the rest of it, kept its form after the rest of it dissolved into sand. So that would be probably crafted, ideally crafted into some kind of focus for him down the road.
Yeah, at some point there's just like a conversation, like all of a sudden, like Tommy's relaxing in his hovel, and then Carlos's head pops around a corner, going, "Hey, Tommy, you saw that tooth from the kasha?"
It was. I'm pretty sure it was given to Soda. Like he's had it on him.
Oh, okay, he's got it.
He's been actually carrying it around, and you probably like saw him fidgeting with it and realized, oh, that's perfect, because it is like it's not like Smilodon size saber tooth, but
But
it
no,
is like a full size tiger's fang. It's pretty sizable.
yeah. So it's one of those. Carlos would probably like during one of the training days is like, "You still got that tiger's tooth on you?"
Yeah, and
Here,
you pull it out.
let's take a look at this bad boy real quick. And he looks it over a couple of times. He's like, "Yep, this looks like this is gonna be your focus, or at least your first one." Some wizards go through a whole bunch of them through time. It happens. But your focus is what you can use to channel thing magic through yourself. So instead of just trying, like, it's hard for sometimes you go, "Hey, I need fire to spout from my hands." It's hard to make that mental image, right? But if you have the focus and you can like direct that into it, it can come pointed out of it. I believe there was a wizard who was teaching me back when I was younger. It's kind of like how electricity works, where it's if you can have a conduit for something, it moves easier than trying to directly send electric. Like you don't put 220 volts immediately into your light bulb. You put it through your breaker box. This is going to be your breaker box.
Okay. I was also going to say I've read The Hobbit, so like Gandalf have a stick.
Yeah, they're still really upset about that book. Oh well.
Just gets this look of just like what, but then the conversation moves on.
Why are they upset about The Hobbit?
Because how dare they make wizards popular again?
No, it's
Just trying to fade out of the public consciousness.
it's a long story.
Jolkeen.
Um,
So yeah. You have an apprentice, and he seems to be taking quite well to it. And So this has all been kind of flashback stuff, and now we are finally caught back up with real time an hour later. It happens in the beginning. Oh wait, nope, I was wrong. One little more thing because we said it would happen in between. Um, Speaking of the Falcon Lake Witness, oh sorry,
Oh,
Carlos, was there also anything, Carlos, you wanted to do beyond that and tending to the ride?
I think pretty much at this point, no, because the things he could do is like, let's see, I could go bother Winifred and Fred, who might not ever speak to me again.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's important to note. Fred, do you ever have you taken your kids back to the diner since then? To,
No, 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 no,
that's fair.
Yeah.
But what were you saying, Carlos?
But no, I think for the most part, it would just be one of those. Well, everyone knows where I am. They always come to my diner when shit starts to go south.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the others do come in just like for regular customer stuff. Tommy definitely does, since he lives
Oh,
next door.
Tommy lives
Because
next door, and his sister lives there. So Tommy's the one I'm least concerned about.
Because it's funny, and she knows Carlos. Carlos hasn't put it together yet. Her and her sister, if her sister ever wants to go with her when she goes to the diner, they always make sure to come in at different times. It's like Olivia will go in, sit one place, and then like 10, 20 minutes later, Nicole will come in and sit somewhere else.
Jeez.
I need you to understand. I need you to understand from the bottom of my heart. Carlos is like Grayson in this situation. I didn't know you had a sister. You've never mentioned it before.
Yep. Yeah. No, she doesn't tell you. It's just she wants to see. She waits to see if you figure it out because of their resemblance.
Winifred definitely knows because she's seen you both when you were children, and
Yeah.
she would be in here in the diner some of those times, and she would just be watching like
What the fuck?
she thinks she's not entirely sure that your sister still likes you or not, so she just doesn't say anything.
God, it's so funny when I don't know why, but Nora, it's like sometimes when you're like laugh a little bit loud or shout, it's like your mic puts a delay on it, so we hear it first on Scatha's mic, and then it's like we hear the echo before the words.
It is really funny.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's really funny.
It's because I'm a witch. That's why.
But yeah. The Falcon Lake Witness.
Falcon Lake Witness.
Yeah.
It seems that in her efforts to decipher the neurosynth computer, has reached kind of like a wall for the moment, because these are extremely complex devices. It takes a lot to decipher them, like to decode them, even when they aren't encrypted like this. And the fact that she's able to actually make this is kind of shocking. To like Hanzo, once you learn about this from what you know about these computers, it's like, oh, this lady's probably on a watch list somewhere. I'm trying to find her name. As the MP list. I think it's Gail.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yep, Gail. Yep, it was Gail Yu. She was the techie and hacker. So yeah. You talk to them they're still working hard on it, and you have a secret lab now in the desert that no one seems to know about it anymore. Pluripotent seems to have forgot about it because it was used for the Haruspecs to store their clones before they unleashed them in a previous mystery. So there was talk of introducing them to that. Was that still
Yeah,
the plan?
Olivia wanted their help to make sure there was no like listening devices in there.
Okay. So if the rest of the, I mean, do you bring that up to the rest of the group since?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that
Hans
would
is
be
the
something she
pluripotent
brings
agent.
up with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna bring the Falcon Lake Witness to that little like bunker to see if they can find anything that could be listening on us while we're there. We cool with that?
Probably a good idea, I guess.
As
So
long as it's still empty, sure.
Yeah, we'll find out when we get there.
So the trio, hitch a ride up there with, with you and whoever decides to take them out there. And Gail's, they're all excited in their own various way. Gail's like, oh, this will be so good. She's like, there's a pearl reactor back here. These things are like, how did this get left behind? And she's like geeking out about the place. Think the same energy as Newt Geyser going into the kaiju warehouse in Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Darius, he's a conspiracy theorist of the group. He's just like, oh, this makes so much sense. Of course, Pluripotent has secret labs hidden throughout, and he's like, they go through. Estella, the third one, she's just as a reminder, she's more of the cryptozoologist but like when you kind of how detailed do you explain the Haruspecs clone fiasco? Because they do ask the group how you came about this lab.
How much do we want to tell them?
Found it in the desert.
Be purposely enigmatic.
They ought to understand that you don't reveal everything.
So Darius would be like, oh, right, plausible deniability. We are well aware of this one.
Yes.
And
it's better if you don't know all the details.
Yeah, and like Estella, she's enough of a, the cryptozoologist. She used to work at the preserve with you, Olivia. That's kind of like how you knew her.
Yeah.
But she said, she goes, this place, most of the equipment's been stripped, but what's left behind, this was like genetics experimentation or stuff like that. So.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if someone was out here or doing shit they weren't supposed to and then got chased off or whatever.
And they kind of exchange knowing glances before Darius just kind of comments as he's looking over, like he has this device in his hand that he's scanning for listening bugs and such. But he goes, yeah, there was all that chatter recently about cloned animals being found in their mischief, or in some recent mischief across town, like that. Yep. And Estelle's like, yeah, like that turtle you wrangled. Heard about that one.
The turtle I rode the back of as I wrangled it. Yes.
Gosh, no one's trying to underplay your accomplishments here, girl.
No, she's bragging.
Yeah, exactly.
She's very proud of that.
Yeah,
she absolutely told her sister.
And your sister's just like, sure you did. But then you show her the newspaper article, and she's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But actually, because Sheila was there, she probably took a picture of you with the turtle. But
oh fuck yeah!
depending on whether or not you wanted to like keep your face out of the newspaper, she would have just like printed that just for you.
Yeah, Olivia would like check with Lucille, like, "Hey, this isn't going to cause you any trouble, right? If that my face is in the news, like specifically with the turtle, and if it was okay with Lucille, hell yeah."
Yeah, she would have. So, yeah, actually, yeah, you probably would have. There wouldn't really be a reason not to. And if I remember right, the newspaper article talked about, it was because of the efforts of employees at the preserve or from the preserve that wrangled it and have now transferred it to the preserve. So,
Yeah,
yeah, you probably got a little blurb mention on it.
and by a picture of me fucking on the
Yeah,
back
no, it
of the
wasn't.
turtle.
Well, I think she
Or
would
oh,
have.
you mean like
almost like a big game hunter posing with it. You're posing in front of it like it passed out after it passed out.
oh,
She
yeah,
probably did get a picture of you writing on it, but they weren't going to print that because that might get some animal
encourage
rights people.
kids. Get fair. The picture is her in front of the knocked out tortoise, like petting it, and like,
Yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
poor thing.
Yeah. So, but anyways, they are happy to assist with this. And Gail's already like talking off Darius and Estella's ears about, like moving some of her equipment there and setting this up, and they're just like, it's like a this this is a commute. We you said one of the things you never wanted to do for a job was have a commute, and she goes, I know, but secret lab.
Hey, yeah, this isn't a job. This is her passion.
She like gestures at you like see, but so, okay. So I just wanted to touch base on that. So the Falcon Lake Witness, they
You
are
rock,
setting
funky little polycule.
they are setting up, or cleaning it up and checking it out. So yeah, now we are back. Oh god, an hour and a half into this, and we're out of flashbacks.
It's fine. It's been a bit.
Yep. So, Hanzo,
Yes.
you get what would Hanzo be doing on like just a typical evening? Technically
Can't
on
think of-
call, but
Yeah, can't think of anything particular and special.
okay.
Uh,
But
may I suggest something, DJ?
What?
Olivia gave him a copy of Aliens, and is like, "You have to watch this."
aliens.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You comparing him to Bishop?
No, it's literally because she loves that movie. Remember we've talked
Okay,
about
yeah,
she has
fair.
has a fucking poster of Ripley in her house.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
it was
that's
like, oh.
exactly at the point in the movie where he understands. Ah, I see why.
Gender.
When you get a phone call and interrupting the movie,
Yeah,
and
he picks it up, receives.
Agent Hanzo, you hear McLean, your boss. Got a weird one. I got not a weird one. Sorry. Here we go. Got something for you to take a look at. Might be us related. Might not be. Just wanted to get your assessment on it. Possible accident, possible murder case. Not sure yet, but there was according to this, as you can hear, like the paper flipping as he's looking at a file or something. He goes, earlier tonight or earlier this evening, reports of a fire came in, and out in the suburbs, some guy looks like he fell onto his grill, knocked it over, and caught fire. But possible suspicion of foul play, but there are some odd details that perhaps you should get your eyes on. The body's already been taken to the coroner. If you want to go check in with him.
I know I've cultivated a relationship with the local law enforcement, but what exactly is so weird about this case that it comes across our desk and doesn't reside entirely with the local PD?
Well, the fact of the matter is, this fellow is been something of a thorn in the side for Pluripoint, as well as some details of the scene that have come through that are curious. Circumstantial evidence, I think, around the crime scene suggests that, and he just takes a sigh, and you don't know if it's just like frustration or just like resignment, but he's just. The police are already suggesting possible endofauna involvement.
I see.
But that could be them jumping the gun. Just considering the most recent. You can almost see him making that gesture he does as if he's just like gesturing vaguely, just all the recent business.
I see. I'll look into it then.
Okay. And he'll give you the address so you can zip on across. Or oh no, yeah, he goes. I would suggest either checking in with the body first or the crime scene. And yeah, it's up to you which one you want to go. I still need the map, so it doesn't matter which one you go to first.
Alrighty. You'll just go to which is most convenient then.
You want to see the body first or the crime scene?
Crime scene.
Okay. So you arrive to the crime scene where it's not like one of the fancier neighborhoods, but it's upper middle class sort of. Kind of one of the newer neighborhoods that was like built not too long ago. But the you find this, you drive up to the house where you see the like the police tape stretched across. Most of the police have already departed. You see like one cruiser there, and when you step out, it's a sheriff's deputy that you don't recognize. But you flash your credentials, and he's just like, "Oh, right, the detective said someone from Clarepon would be coming by to scope it out." As he kind of said, you can't tell if he's like says it with just like suspicion of either on you or just like the situation. He's just like, "Go on backyard by the pool, watch your step."
Yeah. All right.
And stepping past the crime scene tape into the backyard, you see there are some lights posted up. Look like whatever crime scene investigation is put on hold for the moment, but lights are up, and you see like the little markers around. You see a turned over grill, like a barbecue grill. You see the grass that was around it scorched and burned, and you see the outline of where a body would have been. The body was, that's been marked out. and read a investigate a mystery. That's the one, not read a bad situation.
That one has implications.
Yeah.
Think about
Think
the
fast, Chuckle Nuts.
implications.
Investigate a mystery.
Mixed success. So you get hold of one. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
I get to mark experience and go up a level. Whoa.
Woo.
Just trying to keep track of notes. Alright, I'll clear that. My experience and reacquaint myself with what an investigative mystery is. So, before I ask anything, is anyone present at the scene? Because I know you said mostly everyone is departed, and I flashed my credentials to get in.
Yeah, there was just the one sheriff's deputy. He's kind of just like standing. Since it's a fresh crime scene, he's just kind of standing there to like make sure that nobody comes in, messes with things, or tries to loot the guy's place.
Alright, before I start applying my own brain, I'll ask him for the basics.
Goes, well, fire department got a call saying there was a possible backyard fire after a scream was heard. They said they found the body on fire next to the grill. Kind of points over. Looks like he was having a drink and grilling session. There's, mostly empty bottle of rum, but also heard from the brother. I think, apparently he was here. They had a talk before he left, not long before this happened. But so he's being questioned as a possible suspect. But alibis, not sure if it really counts as an alibi, but right now he's our leading suspect. But he kind of points. This is what I think why they called you. As he points over, and you see the stucco, or I don't know what material, like that they make the side of pools out of, like the
Yeah, the tile-like stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that weird rough tile.
Mm.
And he points at it and goes, well, and you see like there's like one of the little flags marking it as he goes, those look like footprints, right? As coming up, like almost as if someone was like stepping out of the water, out of the pool, and leaving footsteps but these footsteps aren't like wet water tracks. They look like the weird tile has partially melted, like burned. And you're not sure if it's like like there is like three steps where it looks like three footsteps of just this melted tile heading towards where the body is. And when I say footsteps, I don't mean like human footprints, not like you can see the toes in the arch, but I mean like roughly foot-shaped ovals of the melted tile. So it's not like a distinct like footprint in mud. It's like, you know what I mean.
I see. That is unusual, yes.
And also something about the crime scene folk before they shipped them off to the coroner said the burns on the body looked weird. Like kind of gestures like clearly asshole is cooking with too much lighter fluid, because you do see like also tagged among the scorched parts and next to the grill, the kind of exploded remains of a, the propane lighter, not propane, but like the lighter fluid bottle caught fire and melted and exploded. Probably, he goes, that's probably what spread the fire, and he kind of gestures. He goes, thankfully the house didn't catch, and the guy apparently was watering his lawn so frequently. He kind of says with disdain, as you realize, this guy's lawn's very green, very lush. This guy must go through a lot of water.
Yeah, especially in the desert.
Yeah, it drives me nuts when you just see these houses with the lush green lawns, and it's like in the middle of the heat wave in July, and I'm just like, stop it. You're part of the problem. But
All right. So, with that knowledge, then, my question shall be, where did it go? Because if something generates enough heat to melt pavement, it must have gone it would have surely left tracks in the grass.
okay. So where did it go? You track these steps, these footprints, this trail to where the body is marked, and the toppled over grill. The because it had to be doused, to extinguish it. Some of it you realize some of the details have probably been washed away, which is unfortunate. And the sheriff's deputy, he would have actually mentioned that, saying that fire department, they had to put them out um, before it spread and caught the house on fire. But
Of course.
the as you're looking, it's kind of hard to tell where like the grass was burnt from the fire, from the grill spreading, or where the footprints might have been. But you track it pretty well. And hey, sorry, Nora, your mic's picking up.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But as you look around, you see you kind of count where the steps would be as it goes into like the grassy area where the guy was grilling, and you do see where the grass and kind of the dirt underneath it is scorched more intensely, or just discolored more intensely than the rest of the burnt lawn. A more intense burning happened there than the rest of the lawn. And then you're like, okay, so it continued this way, went up to the guy, and then you look as you realize, okay, as you look at it, you realize that it's not like what you thought at first might have been like the trail of like the runoff from when they were hosing down the place, of just like the stain of the runoff flowing into the pool. As you realize, wait, there's like a streak here as you like kind of kick the dirt away, the charcoal from the dirt, as you realize, oh, that's not a footprint, that's like a trail. Something got dragged back through on like if you're looking at it overhead, it looks like something stepped out of the pool, walked up to the guy, and then curved back towards the pool. But there's like it looks like something more like was dragged rather than walked. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of like burnt look to it, but it went back into the pool, and you're like, what? So you go look at the pool, and you're kind of looking around, and the trail seems to go back into the pool.
That is odd.
But then as you kind of look around at the pool, you kind of notice that the water is kind of like murky and stuff. You figured it was probably like I said, the runoff from the stuff being blown into the pool from when they were extinguishing stuff. But since, where did it go? You see the drain at the bottom of the pool is gone. Like there would be the drain's there, but the cover that would be over it, like the grating for it, it's just gone. And then you go over, look at the filtration system, and it seems to be normal, except you look down at the ground and it is wet all around it. Then you realize that one of the pipes burst on it, but it's not flowing.
All right, I've seen enough.
Okay. And so the deputy will be like, find anything useful? Just kind of like not expecting you to give him an answer.
Nothing useful yet, but certainly odd.
Yeah, that word was tossed around quite a bit. So,
Seems to be.
see you around. Oh, sorry.
Seems to be the way around here.
Oh, yeah. And he kind of has that look of he kind of has that look of like, buddy, you don't even know, but then he does a double, he looks at you, he goes, oh wait, you might actually know. But anyways, so
You are a literal spook.
So you head off to the corners to see Dr. Guerrero. Actually, is it Guerrero or Guerrero? I can't remember.
You've said Guerrero, I think.
Yeah.
Or Guerrera? No, wait, shit. No, I can't
It
remember.
is Guerrero. Yeah, here it is. Dr. Guerrero. So you go down into the coroner's office underneath the police station, and the assistant there, she kind of recognizes you at this point and waves you through, and you see Dr. Guerrero through the glass, in the autopsy room, as it looks like he's performing a nice, autopsy on a body. You can tell it's probably not the person you were sent to talk about because they are not horribly burned. Looks like, but you knock on the glass and he looks up and he gives you a nod and gestures for you to wait a moment as he, steps back, cleans himself off, and before he steps out, he goes, Agent Hanzo, I was told you might be coming by.
Yes. Don't imagine you've gotten around yet to the new body.
And he glances at the one he's just cutting up. Oh, no, which one? Are you here for the burn victim?
Yes.
That one I did briefly look at. I haven't done the full autopsy yet. As you can see, I have a backlog. But what I did find is curious, and it did actually remind me of you. And he does not elaborate as he goes and leads you to one of the slabs where there's the sheet over it, and you can already kind of smell that charcoal smell of burnt meat.
Hey, burnt pork.
Yeah, and he pulls the sheet back, and that's a dead body that's been burned to death. Not going to get too.
That's Gorn. That's Gorn of my comfort character.
You don't want this guy as your comfort character. I'm just going to say he was not. The whole opening narration was kind of show this guy's kind of sad.
That's why he brings me comfort. I too am sad.
So he goes, from what I can tell, it's fairly typical of a full body, getting caught on fire and burning. But
Inflation.
Yeah, he goes, but the thing is, just the pattern of the burns is quite curious. As he points to the chest, you see that. I'm not trying to be funny here. He goes, I believe he may have spent some time on the grill. As you see, pretty distinctly seared into the guy's chest, the grill from the grill.
Mhm.
You know, the
Yeah.
pattern of it. And
Noted.
goes, however,
Foreigners tend to have a dark sense of humor.
from what I can tell, they were held down upon the grill because it seems going by the wounds on their arms, and hands, he tried to push himself up. But that made me consider, and he goes, just a moment, please. And for a Dr. Guerrera is a very skinny man, like very thin, like sticks and bones, kind of like an Ichabod, like you know, uh, beanpole, and he just almost he flips this guy over with such ease that you kind of forgot that, oh right, this guy's a vampire. And he gestures, he goes, look right there, right between the shoulder blades. That is the oldest burn on the body. And you look down, and there is seared right down to the spine and muscle a human handprint. Do you see why I said it reminded me of you?
Yes.
This was another reason I believe that they wanted you to be involved, because if I'm correct, this might be tied to that nasty case with the Epiphany uh, month back or so.
Yes.
However, there is one distinct detail difference that I will need a little bit more testing to be sure of, but when you've seen as many dead bodies as I have over the years, and no, I won't elaborate, vampires, we get to have that little bit of fun, you kind of can tell the difference, especially in my line of work, between certain wounds. It's part of the job, after all. I believe that this initial burn, it is a burn, but not fire. I believe it is caustic,
Chemical.
perhaps.
Hmm.
We'll have to do some chemical analysis of the burn to be certain, but the fact that he was engulfed in flames is making the analysis more difficult than I would have liked. But, can't really complain to people about the ways they die. As he flips him back over and puts the sheet back on. I mean, you can't complain, but you can't really do anything about it. Or they won't be able to do anything about it. So, that's what I have for you tonight. Also, just a minor note, blood alcohol content, this guy was very drunk when this happened, so hopefully it was... you said it, not me. But no, I don't believe he was quite literally flammable. It's just I was going to make some comment about, no, at least he died drunk.
All right. Thank you for your compliance.
And of course, anything to make the pluripotent happy. And should anything, I'll reach out to you and Detective Bentley when the analysis comes back. Which confirms to you that Detective Bentley is the one assigned to this case, which seems to be your luck.
Mm-hmm. Not sure if I trust luck with given our last arc.
Yeah.
So you have that little detail now. So not so with this reveal of that his suspicion that it might be caustic. You think back to those footprints and the trail. Might have not been heat that melted that tile. Now that you think about it.
A burn of a different sort.
But with the fire and the lighter fluid being sprayed everywhere, it kind of tainted the scene. Wow, I kind of made that reveal very easy to discover. Anyways, so other than that, there's not really much you can follow up on Hanzo, unless you wanted to bring this up to your allies.
Yeah,
But
there's not much he can do right now. Because what he was suspecting at first is like, well, it's not the kid.
speaking of Carlos, scene transition. Carlos.
Sorry, I had a coughing fit. Muted my
Dude.
mic by accident. What's up?
So you are helping with the night shift. You know, one of the late shifts. Sierra, the night waitress, is there. Pretty late when you hear the doorbell. Not the doorbell. The door. Well, no, it would be a doorbell. It's a literal bell hanging on the door.
It's a door chime, yeah.
Yeah, it jangles as it swings open, and you look up to greet whoever comes in. As you see a very flustered Soda Karada. Looks like he hopped off his bike and just kind of looks at you. Goes, Carlos.
Yeah,
Need
well,
a-
hey, bud. It's awful late for you to be here.
Yeah. As you realize, he's looks like he's wearing his pajamas, except he like pulled on his shoes and a jacket. He goes, mind if we talk? As he kind of glances over at Sierra, which you know he's kind of crushing on her, but everyone does.
He gives a small chuckle. He's like, yeah, sure, hold on, bud. It's here. I gotta take care of some business. Watch the counter for me.
She nods. And she's like filling up the coffee of a vampire patron. So you kind of step to the side or outside. And
We
she
step
goes,
outside to around the back. He's like, okay, what's
Yeah.
up, bud?
I woke up out in the field outside my apartments.
Okay.
I had a massive headache today. I went to bed early. You know, it was like it wasn't even sunset. I just felt like shit. So I thought I was just gonna take a nap, and then I woke up after some fucking can't even make sense of the dreams I had. But then I woke up in the field and like he has his shoes on now, but he's like, I was barefoot, my feet hurt like I'd been walking for hours, and this as he like kind of you see his hand tenses and the tendons and the muscles strain, and there is like a sizzle of smoke that leaks out of his out of the skin of his hands, and he goes, I woke up and it was doing that, and it feels like my hand is in boiling water when it happens.
Okay, we're gonna
And like he
go.
shows you his hand, and it looks perfectly fine. Besides the fact it was just became very flushed and started literally smoking for a moment there.
Okay, we're gonna go take a look over in the shop. Come on. And Carlos will take him into the back of the amusement park ride, and up the stairs. Fucking Christ, TT. And he'll open
Only
up
is
the
aware Australian.
and he'll open up the door at the top of the staircase. and he'll be entering in for the first time a site few people have seen, which is his magical workshop, as he likes to call it. There's tomes on the shelves. There's very clearly magical items. Like there's an orb and it's floating, and all sorts of things. Like, but he goes over to a medical. Goes over to like a medical gate. He's like, okay, put your hand down here on the table. You see that sigil of runes right there? Put it right in the middle there, bud.
Puts it down. Palm up or
Fantastic.
down?
It doesn't matter. We're
Sits
not
it down. Hanzo. Carlos just fucking stabs the needle into his arm and takes a blood sample.
Oh,
Yep, you're the
fuck
thing.
no, I don't fuck with needles. Blood magic's... Like, there's a list of magics you don't fuck with. Luck is on that list. Blood magic's on that list.
So luck magic isn't too bad, because there's a difference between luck and wish magic.
Yeah.
Luck magic can get messy, but wish magic is almost always messy.
Anything that changes the fabric of reality and anything that does with body parts. The body parts is mostly preference. But...
I think you're kind of like the genie at this point. It's like I don't. It's like it's not really a rule, but I don't like doing it. Don't make me do it.
Don't make me do it, or I'm going to make ironic and confusing punishments. But he'll take him over. It's like, okay, put your hand in the rune. I'll use a little bit of magic and activate it. Just kind of like we're checking the seals that we put into him to make sure that nothing's popped loose.
Okay. And go ahead and I guess roll another use magic. More rolls, more chances to succeed, apparently.
We're getting into the wizard shit, apparently.
So you basically give him like the equivalent of a magic MRI, sort of like just kind of the once over. And with soda, there is always that, like, because Carlos, your magic kind of relies on you using music and sound. Like that's how it translates a lot to you through your set. There is, like I mentioned, there's like that faint static around the ride now, which one of the things that brought you to Oasis Valley is there is always that like subtle underlayer of magical tension that you've been. It's similar to other locations that were just, for whatever reason, energies like that accumulate or stagnate. I'd say accumulate is a better term than stagnant. There's a difference there. Things get weird but with soda, it's always like you can kind of faintly hear like the crackling of embers, like a small, like a gentle campfire kind of.
Yep.
And you definitely, but when you do this and you listen more intently, like the magical stethoscope, the spell is, the fire sounds definitely more, to use like analogy, the fire feels more intense, like it's been fed fuel. Not enough to like burn down, the restraints that is, being that comes with being sealed inside a mortal body like this. Definitely not in danger of that, but you if he didn't come up and tell you that, I'm having this weird dream and I slept walk, if you had just did this normally, like, oh, you're doing the magic teaching is having an effect. But now you're not sure. You're like, it could be either one of those. But I'm just saying the Kasha feels more active, but it is not in danger. Does not feel in danger of breaking. You know what I mean?
Okay. So Carlos kind of looks over it all. And
I guess to use it, it sounds almost like a cat purring in contentment after it ate, which might be a little alarming.
Slightly alarming that it's purring. He says that aloud. It's like slightly alarming that it's purring. Mostly because I thought it was a tiger.
Oh, they purr and chuff.
They chuff, but they physically can't purr.
Yeah, the
Well, I
largest
guess it's
cat.
more like a car engine.
So it's like I didn't know he could do that.
It's
So
not like it's not like it's an actual tiger. It just takes the
Yeah.
form of a cat.
Oh no, I know. I'm messing with it. You're good. So he's like, so tell me about these weird ass dreams you had.
So I mean, been having weird dreams ever since came back, but these ones
That's-
were a little. I mean, I figured dreams would be just part and parcel of coming back from the dead. I guess, and kind of trails off. He goes, he looks like he's about to mention like losing his friends and brother, but he like doesn't bring that up. He goes,
Mhm.
these dreams were different. It was people I didn't know, and usually
Okay.
dream. It's usually people I know, like that, like they say, it's like when you dream, you only imagine the faces of people you've actually seen. You can actually think of new people, but I didn't recognize these people. I think it was like a handful of people. They were walking together, and then all of a sudden, one of the people was gone, and the people were arguing. I couldn't make out any of the words, but they were yelling at each other before one of them said something that made them all stop fighting, and I think they made a deal. And then they stopped. They split. It's vague, like that feeling where you saw a dream, but then as soon as you wake up, it's like as soon as you start to focus on the details, they just slip away.
You see Carlos is furiously writing in a notebook, going, "Yeah, no, that makes sense."
But but then it was like some of the other dreams I've had I think from the Kasha. Like I kind of remembered what it felt like. I've had the dreams of it taking revenge on the
That would make sense. You're bound body and spirit. Mind is part of that, yeah.
and I looked up the Kasha, did my own research and all that stuff, and they're tied to punishing the guilty and the wicked, and dragging down sinners, which he just makes this exasperated noise before he continues. He goes, and that was the thing. I could smell the guilt on the people that remained after the one disappeared. I don't know. They all stank of guilt, some more strongly than others, and the Kasha was hungry.
That would make
think-
sense.
I think these people did something bad because, it's hard to explain. There's a difference between the guilt that someone feels. It's like I didn't want to bring this up yet, Carlos, because it's me. It kind of trips me out. But I can tell when people are feeling guilty, and it smells different depending on what the guilt is. And he looks like he's like, I know I'm not making sense, but you're probably the only one who would understand this.
No, you're making a perfect amount. You're making a frighteningly amount of sense. You and the Kasha are bound together in a sense that we can't untangle you two easily.
Like my mother, I can sense her guilt over. She kind of still blames herself about what happened to me and my brother because she blames herself for moving here, but it's like a different guilt than when I went down to the police station to give my reports about the people and identify them in the lineup, their guilt is, it's like, not to use the analogy to make the analogy lose weight, but it's like catnip to the kasha. It wants to consume that guilt. Other guilt it doesn't really seem to care about. It cares about people who are guilty of something significant, and it kind of freaks me out.
Well,
And it feels that when I felt this dream, and when the last thing I remember as I woke up is it was like seeing. The only clear thing I remember is, from my point of view, stepping out of a pool and shoving someone down onto a grill and hearing him scream and knowing it was justified. And you can feel he's like, this is getting to him. And then I woke up, Carlos. That's the only thing I can remember is how justified it felt to watch this person burn.
so you and there's like a pregnant pause. Like, so you remember the action of pushing, or just watching him being pushed into the fire?
It felt like I was the one pushing him down. Like he taps the table with the hand. He's like, I could feel his back, like shoving someone. Did I kill someone, Carlos?
There's a look of hardness on Carlos's eyes. He's like, I need to make a phone call. And he says this, reaching for the phone, and he dials Hanzo's car number.
I imagine since it's in your little wizard lab, it's an old school rotary phone.
Oh, it's like an Alexander Graham Bell ass looking thing. It's an old rotary phone.
You just make awkward eye contact with them as you go
Yeah,
around.
Rotary phones were still around in the 90s because I remember my grandma had one.
Yeah, but we're talking like when it came out level phone.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Art Nouveau style fancy. But yeah, so Hanzo, you're driving after departing from the corner like a few minutes after that, and you get a phone call.
Hanzo here.
Hey Hanzo, are you working tonight?
I'm in the middle of something, yeah.
Excuse me.
This is gonna be the weirdest question. Is it grill related?
Yes.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you, Hanzo.
Not gonna ask any more details.
I figure you'll come over.
Hanzo, were you driving over to the diner?
I suppose now he is.
he's like on his way home. Carlos is already asking about details. He's turning his ass around.
Just Hanzo internally. Oh, of course it is related to us.
I have a situation. I don't have answers, but I'm working on it. If you want to come on over to the ride, I'm upstairs.
Come on, Hanzo. Come to the house.
And then Carlos will hang up, and he's going to look at him in the eyes, and it's like, do you want me to sugarcoat it, or are we wanting just straight hard truth?
Well, that just asking me that kind of.
The answer is
Answer.
maybe.
Kind of slumps in the chair.
I'm not saying it is, and it's okay. Wizards kill people all the time. But
He kind of opens his mouth with that expression of wanting to say that doesn't make things better.
it doesn't. It doesn't. But we have rules and procedures for these situations. And we don't know if. So the problem is, The way I'm looking at it, bud, and he like pulls over a stool and sits down next to him. He turns off the magic ritual just so that he's not feeling like he's pinned to the table, like I can't move, I'm trapped, I'm in trouble. It's the you are soul bound to a creature that loves nothing more than righteous vengeance on people who have wronged others. It is a crap shot in the dark, and there's not a whole lot of books on like, oh, here's what happens when this person gets bound to this kind of spirit, because 9 times out of 10, before you let that experiment go on, something goes horrendously wrong and somebody dies. Now, you had a dream of shoving a dude into a grill. I called Hanzo because anytime something happens, Hanzo gets a call and gets called out ahead of time. And he said he was dealing with a case with a grill. Could be nothing. Could be that you had a vision. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it was you or the Kasha, because it would be kind of weird. Because why would you just randomly kill a man with a grill? Other than they were hiding a guilty conscience.
I mean, the Kasha likes fire.
Then why didn't he just burn him to death personally?
Yeah, but I mean this quite kindly. The Kasha also like to tear people apart and burn them to ash with his own hands. A grill's not the normal modus of operandi. And
I'm now starting to learn magic, so
from what I could tell between me and the old lady, this isn't normal. I spent literal days of research going through ancient archival things that I had to translate from Japanese. So I might not be 100% accurate, but I think in terms of local square radius, I'm probably one of the top 3 guys to go talk about this with. I'm not saying I'm a world expert, but like...
One of them's Hanzo.
He don't know shit about the supernatural.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying
I
it's
mean, the
you.
other 2 are probably of the people you know. It is probably Suze Parr and Mrs. Skyren.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Skyren.
you're gonna talk to your apprentice. Is like, yeah, there's a scary lady.
Oh, we've
Alex-
already had the conversation of there's the moss and there's the things. I'll file a report in the morning. Doesn't
Alex
have
is
to
number
happen.
4 because of his knowledge of yokai from weeb shit.
That you know what, that's fair. But we'll get more information because there's like I said, if you're attached to a spirit of vengeance. You're not the only spirit of vengeance that lives in the desert in the Wild West.
People like vengeance.
I don't even get a cool motorcycle out of it.
Yeah, look, give me some time, and once we get the right up and writing, I'll see what I can do.
Last time I goes, "Oh, I'm just joking." Like, it was just a realization I had the other day when I was talking to my friend who works at the comic shop. I literally saw a Ghost Rider comic, and I'm like, "Wait a minute."
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. The motorcycle gangs owe me.
No, they don't. You put them in jail.
I know the motorcycle. I know some people. We can make it happen, but
oh yeah,
there's a chance that with our practices, we've potentially awakened the Kasha.
Would be an excellent. Sorry.
I was
just gonna say Phil probably would be an excellent source to get a cheap motorcycle from, both because he runs the biker bar, but also because his sister-in-law runs the scrapyard.
Oh yeah, no, we can get him a motorcycle. That's not a problem. But it's in particular you're tied to a very, very aggressive spirit of vengeance, since you're familiar with Ghost Rider. Mm-hmm. These kinds of things do happen, and 9 times out of 10, especially even if you caused the death, it wasn't you, it was the Kasha that you're bound to. So you have that at the very least. At least you're that lucky. I accidentally killed people and it was me. That's a whole nother story. Um,
You know what's an analogy that might come to Carlos's mind since he uses like magic and radio and whatnot?
Hmm.
The like the idea that if we are dealing with a vengeful supernatural creature, it's effectively using the same radio wavelength as the Kasha is. So
yeah. Well, that's a good one. So, like, think of it like radios. You have an antenna sticking out of your head now. Um, and somebody else may have another spirit of vengeance, maybe hunting
Oh.
down somebody.
I just wanted to say, Hanzo, you probably show up right as he's explaining this. So, but
So I'm
continue.
not. So I'm not saying it's you, but I'm saying that you are sensitive to these things. If another spiritual creature like that is going on, or even if it's just a person really pissed off about it, like hold on a second, let me see if this movie exists before this point in time.
Pumpkinhead.
what if there was a divination wizard who only used their powers in order to make movie references of movies that haven't come out yet?
Again, we are talking about the genie from Aladdin.
Yeah, that.
Oh my god, yeah.
God,
Pumpkinhead,
you're right.
Pumpkinhead and Pumpkinhead 2. Well, Pumpkinhead 2 is not out yet. Pumpkinhead came out. You ever see the movie Pumpkinhead?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I think I see where you're going.
yeah, so it's not necessarily that you did it or that Vikasha did it, but something pretty much went on your radio wavelength and went screech, and you're connected to that now.
I'm
And
just
it's,
gonna say out of character. Now I want to watch Pumpkinhead later. But
so,
okay,
hey, Hanzo, what's the situation?
Burn victim.
With the grill?
A grill was involved, but that's not the end of it.
Oh,
was someone held down onto a grill from behind?
He regards the kid.
Yes.
So here's the thing, Hanzo. Sora Karada, he's an adult, but he's young. He's like 22, 23 if I go look back at his age. But it might be a little bit older than I don't know. I know he's younger than Olivia, but he's not like jacked. He's just like kind of skinny, like not very tall. The guy, the burn victim, he was a large guy. He looked like he might have been like, he had that bulk of like someone who played sports when he was younger. It's very hard to imagine someone as scrawny as Soda would be able to hold a man down, even if he was drunk.
Yeah, he regards him, looks him up and down.
Unless the Kasha's giving you increased strength to go with that firepower, I doubt it was you.
Okay, that's a little more relieving because honestly, I feel a little bit weaker than before. But I mean, I came back from the dead, so what can you do?
Besides, I don't think I don't think you deal with chemical burns.
No, Kasha, from what I can tell, is all fire. Right? It was always
Yep.
fire and sand when you guys dealt with it, right?
yeah. We didn't have anything with acid before.
They're still analyzing the body, but the scene and the corpse were both a mess, so it's hard for them to pick it apart.
I can imagine. What makes you think there was acid or chemicals involved?
Looking at it.
Went to the corners.
No, fair enough. I
And
met that guy once. Gave me the heebie-jeebies.
So you probably know that's probably the intent. Yeah, he probably has like shown up like once in a great while just to get coffee when he's running late or something. But Soda's just kind of sitting there. He goes, "All right, Carlos, hold. Sorry, let me see your." And he just kind of like reaches over to where your cassette is set down on the table, as he pushes play with a hand that you realize starts to sizzle a little bit. As you realize that's not like burning smoke, that looks like a chemical burn smoke. As a song.
I find you like the smoke being a weird color and the smell. Oh.
Here's our musical intermission.
Excuse me.
I know we're getting close to the end.
No, that wasn't you. That wasn't at the game. I'm having fun. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Okay, the song goes on longer, but
The gist is gotten.
sorry, I just like this song. It's not long.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's almost as if music's kind of a recurring motif in this game.
Kind of was
Yeah.
inspired by melody.
Good.
Maybe more people should include music in their stories.
Copyright claims are evil.
Kill them.
Kill them with kindness. And this gun I found.
Kindness is what I named my gun.
Ah.
Kindness. It's like
Tommy, that's not
pneumonia,
a-
the granny scorpion shoes.
I mean, that's not a gun. That's a grenade.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeet.
still have that.
hmm
That's how you're gonna kill the Road King.
Honestly, I was
Gun,
tempted to get rid of
name.
it in the Cal from last session.
Has anyone ever seen
Darn it.
Slither?
Yeah.
Mm,
My favorite use of a grenade in fiction.
Yeah, listening to all that.
Sorry, it felt like a compulsion.
Understandable.
And Carlos, you would be very familiar with that because that's happened to you more than once. It's almost as if you used the psychometry that you've used before, like when with the tooth or figuring out carnivore.
Oh, hey, that's actually going to be really handy. We'll talk about
So
that in your
you would
lessons.
know. He just cast his first spell.
Carlos will reach under the table, pop out a bottle of wine, and be like, "Hey, congratulations!" Pours a glass into like a very maybe 10-year-old solo cup out of a old package. And just goes, "Here you go. First spell. Always have a drink."
Oh, I could use a drink anyways. Takes it.
You want one, Hanzo? I know you're on the clock, but
No.
fair enough. Pours himself one, pops it in. Celebration! Congratulations! Your first spell. That's how I do half of my shenanigans.
Okay. Well,
but that does. So
It's like old grandpa music. Why is it?
it's older music. Sometimes, and when it comes to different people and stuff, the more when if you're familiar with a song that fits, that's what plays. Even if you've been dead for a few years. And like makes an eyeball look over at Hanzo. So we've talked a little bit about it. We've danced a little bit about it. We joke about it a lot. But you died and you came back.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Oh, I just want to double check. How much longer do we have, people?
About half an hour.
Yeah, about half hour. So you died and you came back. So
Yeah.
you've got kind of, you're gonna be like really sensitive to stuff like vengeful spirits.
Well, that does
Like I said,
the whole process.
necromancy's gonna be your second set of spells. That's not one we get to pick.
Okay. Well, Hanzo, do you know when this happened? And I forgot to give like an exact time, but you would have gotten it. And he goes,
Last night.
it would have been earlier this evening, but he would be like, oh, that's when I had the migraine and went to go take a nap, and then woke up hours later in the middle of the night, just a little bit ago. I certainly hope it's just I had this thing. They seem to be on the same wavelength. Because I'm telling you, Carlos, that the only thing I can clearly remember from that dream is as that guy was being held down into the fire. Whatever was doing it, if it wasn't me, it felt justified. Whatever that guy did, he died because something believed he deserved it.
And you weren't here for this part earlier, but you did mention you were sensitive to people's guilts and how they felt about that overall. If something's rocked up into town, well, something's rocked up into town. You're gonna be feeling it every time, and if especially if you went down for that nap. I'm not saying the Kasha's taking over you while you sleep, but I'm also not saying that it won't try to.
Also, man, I wonder what guilt he reads off of Hanzo.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm glad you're not sugarcoating things for me, Carlos. But wow, your bedside manner needs a little bit of work.
I'm not a doctor. I'm a wizard who runs a restaurant and a fucking. This wasn't part of my
in a valley where
expectations.
there's an accursed flesh beast.
I live atop a flesh beast. I run a roadside attraction. That wasn't bedside manners aren't part of the job requirements. But I also don't.
Hippocratic oath. I don't need bedside manner.
But in regards to you and your status, especially when it comes to this guy, there is no point in me not telling you what I think's likely potentially going to happen and what the situation is. You deserve to know that.
That's fair. Thank you. Okay.
Better that than having the Wizard Council hunt you down for weeks and months on end, with you trying to struggle and figure out how to figure it all out on your own.
Fucking
He kind of exchanges
Carlos.
glances.
Yeah. Carlos gets a faraway look for a second. It's like,
he kind of exchanges looks with you, Hanzo, of just this this expression of just like, what has this guy gone through? Doesn't look older than I. Looks barely older than I do. But that's
he
all
doesn't
just
express this, but he also Hanzo. It does run through Hanzo's head. Yeah, and he could also be bullshitting like 3/4 of it. We wouldn't know.
Fair. I mean, magic is just bullshitting so hard that the universe believes you.
Mhm.
That's the quote from I can't remember which author. But so just to wrap things up a little bit, he's definitely seems a little bit more calm, if maybe a little more unnerved than before. You know, he seems relieved that okay, might not be me, hopefully, but still that means something else is out there. He will actually say that, but he goes, okay, now I actually am tired. I think I'm just gonna go home and oof, watch TV or something.
No, that's fair.
And
Um,
yeah, I think I have an actual shift tomorrow, so yeah, I'm gonna go rest up.
Yeah, you go rest up, bud. No worries. If you're a little late, I'll get Hugo off your case. Not that he wouldn't get on your case because you showed up and he's still there, and Hugo never goes to bed, and I don't know how to ever make him go to bed.
Are we sure he's not like?
I don't question it. It's free
Yeah, it's
labor.
probably. I hope you're paying him.
I'm paying him, but I've never seen him go to the bank.
Or even leave.
That's God. Hugo is like the richest person in Oasis Valley just because he never spends any of his paychecks, and Carlos pays well.
Hugo is the restaurant itself.
God.
God, he is
When
the
the
spirit
building
of the
finally
restaurant.
collapses, there will be a giant pile of money.
I
Oh
don't.
God, it's like defeating a monster in an RPG.
Yeah, it just explodes into dollars.
Look, I tried asking once. It was a bad situation, and I learned my lesson. We move on.
So, uh, so yeah, Soda will return home a little, you know. What is that, Nora?
I was going to ask if we could do, if I could have the thing before we end for the night.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on. Did you have something you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hanzo, you and Carlos, is there anything you two wanted to discuss? Oh, actually, there was something. Before he left, Hanzo, there was a moment where you like might have been like stepped aside, uh, you know, out of earshot of Soda and Carlos. As Carlos, he kind of Soda leans kind of closer to you, and he goes, "You know how I said that Kasha uh, can smell the guilt of people? It wants to kill Hanzo so badly."
You know, I don't know if that's from his past that he never talks about, or if that's just because Hanzo kind of like did some fucking damage to him. I can't tell what that is. To be
I didn't
honest with you.
suplex the fucking thing.
Yeah, yeah. If anything, he
Come
should
to-
want to kill Olivia.
Come to
Okay,
think of it,
okay.
it also wants to kill Olivia and Fred and you
Yeah, it
and
wants-
huh.
Yeah, it has beef with everybody.
It's got beef with everybody, so it's like if it really wants to kill him, I don't know Hanzo's past, and I've made it a point not to ask.
Yeah, and I'm not going to ask him either, but yeah, just felt you. I feel like a narc now, but I felt like you should probably know. But I'm gonna.
No,
get
that's fair.
Just in case I wake up in the middle of the night and you find me strangling him or something.
fine. So yeah, just wanted to throw that little aside in because that was something he was going to do, but I forgot to have. So, Hanzo, Carlos, before we move on, was there anything you two wanted to discuss before, alone while Soda's left?
Nope.
This
Or
is your
actually,
first.
come to think of it,
This is your first time in the magical workshop. You've never been allowed up here before.
well, he's not he's not lollygagging and going, ooh, what's that? He knows your magic at this point. He just kind of nods and goes along with it. Once Soda is gone.
I doubt it's so easy as the kid being responsible for this.
Yeah, it's one of those I just figured I would call because he's like, "Oh, hey, I've been active. I have these dreams of killing someone," and I'm like, "Well, who gets called out for every weird death that happens in Oasis Valley?" Hanzo.
I mean, not everyone. There's ones you guys aren't aware of.
Olivia sneezes.
But it's relatively speaking, if the caustic part doesn't seem like part of it, but if there's a vengeful spirit out that's gonna be killing people, it's gonna be more murders.
May not be a spirit necessarily.
Spirit.
A
Oh,
case it could be a case of revenge, yes, but this could be some kind of biological life form. Because I did find a spirit wouldn't need to have a easy means in and out of a murder scene, would it?
No, probably not. Could have been someone. But it's also we live in a valley with a flesh monster and rawhead bloody bones lives beneath us at all times.
I know. But whatever this thing is, it slithered out of the pool and went back the same way.
I'll hit the books. See what I can't find.
Anything else for you two?
Nope, that'll be it.
Okay. Just trying to think of. So, Olivia, what did you want to do?
So Olivia actually wants to go to Winifred's place.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, this would probably be earlier in the night because this was fairly late when Hanzo and Carlos were talking with Soda.
That's fair. Oh yeah, knock knock on the door.
She's gonna
the
open it.
I was going to say Tiffany opens the door,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
yeah, not afraid.
Yeah. Hey Tiffany.
Olivia, what's up? Need to talk to Dad or Winifred?
Your dad, yeah.
Oh, your dad? Or my dad?
Your dad. Not my dad.
She wanted to have messed that. She wanted to have messed that up.
Yeah, I know,
That
I
was
know.
me. She goes, oh, okay.
I-
Sorry, I didn't mean to take
what?
away from Winifred if you were.
No, Winifred would just have opened the door, in pajamas, drinking coffee that smells directly like blood, and she would have looked at you and shut the door.
Yeah, so I think Tiffany would have just been like, "Oh yeah, he's in the kitchen with Winifred, I think, where Winifred would be drinking your coffee blood."
Can I come in, or you just gonna come over here, or?
Oh, do you need? You're not a vampire, are you? Do you need permission? You might enter freely. She says,
Yeah,
like jokingly.
She fucking cackles.
I
Which-
probably shouldn't have done that. Winifred might have been offended, but I don't know.
I doubt it. I doubt it. She'd probably get a
You
kick
see,
out
she
of
was
it.
like, she looks like she was getting ready to head out. You know, she goes,
Where are you headed,
Dad,
kid?
"Oh, heading down to the arcade. Actually made some friends down there."
Oh, wait. Does one of those friends happen to be named Nicole by any chance?
Not that I've met. I'm going down to meet my friend. Hold on, I wrote this down. Maria.
Okay. How old is Tiffany again?
She's 16.
Okay,
Fred,
yeah. Well,
Fred got her.
I,
that was one of the things her and Fred did recently. Was they went and got her license.
right. Yeah.
So
Well,
she would call.
my kid
Okay.
sister's in town. She's about your age.
Huh.
I love her to death. She's a little bit of a troublemaker. Just, you know. Just so you know.
Okay. Nicole, you said?
Uh-huh. Good
Okay.
kid, just, she likes to get in trouble.
She nods. And then she kind of calls over her shoulder. Okay, Dad, I'm heading out. Won't be out too late. She calls out to you, Fred.
Okay.
Well,
It's a good thing nothing weird happens outside of your sight.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, would Fred have allowed this?
Yeah.
I
Like
didn't like it, though.
he's being protective, but like
Not overbearing.
I think Fred is a good enough dad where his better impulses win out even when he has ones that are,
Overprotective.
overprotective or just built on nervousness and anxiety. Like he's pushed past a lot of his flaws for the sake of his kids, and I think that would ultimately be something that he holds true to.
Aw. Well,
When you step
Olivia will head
inside,
in.
you see
Yeah.
Alex. He's over there playing on the video game. He waves. Goes, he waves.
kid,
Goes,
how-
thanks again, Olivia.
Yeah, how far have you made it in Sonic so far?
And he'll, chat with you briefly before he gets
Yeah.
distracted with the game again. So, yeah, Fred.
Hey,
Fred.
Winifred.
The Freds.
What? It's too early for this shit. Clearly just
No,
woke
don't
up.
worry, I'm not. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not here to burden your day, Winifred.
And Fred, you're
It's-
also not
it's-
burdening my day, please.
I did come here to talk to you.
Oh God.
Hey, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. As far as I know.
Great, you're filling me with a wonderful sense of confidence.
No. Can I talk to you alone for a sec, Fred?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winifred does not leave her kitchen table. She's like, yeah, you find
Oh
somewhere
yeah, it's her
else.
day. Yeah,
Which is even funnier because I pictured Fred was in the kitchen cooking dinner for him and Alex. It's like, Winifred's just like, well, if you want to be private, you're getting out of my kitchen. It's my kitchen.
Yeah, she was gonna pull Fred aside.
Honestly, Winifred
Right.
could probably still hear you wherever you are in the house.
Oh, yeah, no. She's not trying to keep it from Winifred. She's trying to keep it from Alex.
Yeah, you hear
Hey,
the chirping of the video game, so he's thoroughly distracted.
Fred.
Yeah?
Now that everything has had some time to calm down, and your kids are safe, I know you're not okay, man. I didn't even need to ask if you are.
All right.
Just look at you.
But I recognize, I know enough about masculinity to know that you've not talked to anyone about it. Yeah?
Therapists are for rich people who
Well,
don't
I'm not-
have cocaine, according to my wife.
What?
That's what she said.
Well,
My
yeah, I'm not a
ex-wife.
therapist.
Wait, what did she say? Because I have to eventually play her, I
Therapists are for rich people who don't have cocaine.
think.
All right. Your wife sounds like something.
Oh, she was. Still is, I assume.
But I'm worried about you, Fred, and I wanted to just give you somebody to talk to. You're.
Well, I appreciate that. But, things like this are why God invented lawnmowers.
What?
You know, you just work through it.
No, man, that's not how this works.
It's exactly how this works.
If you peer into the
You
kitchen,
just-
one of Fred's got her hands over her face.
You just find some job to do that makes you useful, and you do that. And if you're still feeling like you just keep doing it. And you keep doing it until the feeling stops.
That you know,
You might
Fred.
be getting insight on why the divorce happened.
Yeah, Fred. I've been to therapy.
Didn't know you were.
Didn't know you were.
You know what?
I didn't know you were rich.
It's not just for people who are rich. I am not
How
rich.
do you afford it? It's
Not
the
easily.
90s.
Not easily, but I live it. This, despite all its flaws, this town does have some pretty good healthcare.
That's probably the only reason why people live here.
Honestly,
It's why Olivia was able to transition.
God, dental is great here because everyone gets just like osteocrete implants. They need to replace.
See,
Or they
it's the
could just
joke
regrow
everyone
your
makes.
Clone you a new set of teeth.
It's the joke everyone makes is like, man, living in Gotham must be like, it has to be some benefit for people that choose to live here. Like,
Yeah.
is the rent in the negative?
It's gotta
Do they
be.
pay you to live here?
Do they pay you to live there?
God, that probably is a Wayne initiative.
Yeah. Despite this place's flaws, that healthcare is actually pretty good.
Huh.
Well, he's from the Midwest, so.
I did not know that.
I mean, yeah, I've had a number of medical issues in my younger
Fred
years.
needs to check his contract benefits.
The mental stuff isn't. It's not always treated as well as it should be, but it is important. Like, Fred, if you hurt a muscle, you don't just keep using that muscle till it heals, right?
Isn't that what exercising is?
That's not okay. That's different. You know what I mean. If you twist your ankle, you're not going to make it better by just standing on that twisted ankle, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, not initially, but eventually you're gonna have to, start moving that thing again.
Oh, you know what that's called?
But
You know what that's called? Physical therapy.
Yeah, Fred, I'm going to steal that. Fred, you know what that's called?
Healthcare?
Physical therapy. Think your mental state is, it matters, man. If you can't take care of your kids right, if you're buckling under the weight of everything, and just bottling it up isn't gonna help, man. Trust me, I know. Holding shit in will just, even if you think it's gone, it's not. And it'll build up until it pops. How old is Fred? Like 30s, 40s?
I feel like he's at least in his early 40s.
Okay.
Yeah, if he has a daughter that's 16.
Yeah, like I know you're like you're a decent bit older than I am, Fred, but I've got some unique experience that has really given me perspective on a lot of things. I know I'm the thrill seeker and whatnot, but it's important to take care of this stuff. It's not just for your kids, but if you need a reason, that's a good reason. It's also for you. I'm not saying you need to go get a therapist right now. Like, that, yeah, that shit's complicated. And finding one who you can talk to it can be hard. But you know, as your friend, I know you're not doing all right now, and I want to help how I can.
Well, you make some very valid points. I'll consider getting a therapist.
Okay. And if you need people to talk to, you've got plenty of friends.
And Hanzo.
Yeah,
Wow.
you've got plenty of friends. And Winifred.
Just from the kitchen. Hey,
Winifred's like my best friend. I live at her house.
I know, but it's Winifred. She'd appreciate the joke.
I'll kill you in your sleep.
See, she loves it.
Who is the Zoidberg of the group?
I don't know. I always felt bad for Zoidberg because I was the Zoidberg of my friend group.
Oh,
Yeah. Especially in the newer seasons. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Why do they torture
Yeah.
poor Zoidberg?
You'll still have Zoidberg. You'll always still have Zoidberg.
And something I realized about Zoidberg is they don't keep bullying him, but he casually dismembers and eats people.
yeah.
Like, of everyone in that group, he's the most dangerous of them all.
yeah. If you got to talk to somebody,
He's a
like,
doctor.
just get it out. Like, I came here to check on you, but like, you've also got, you're not dealing with this shit alone, is what I'm saying.
Psychiatrist Dr. Zoidberg.
Like, clap a hand on his shoulder. You're a good dude, Fred.
You're a good kid too.
I got. My kid's sister's your daughter's age. Which again, first time
you tell me this?
First time she's
Because
ever
she's-
mentioned having. First time she's ever mentioned having a sibling. Yeah, because she's trying to relate with you.
How old is Olivia?
Oh God, we've said like
7?
she's like upper 20s, low, or like she's like 27-ish.
Yeah, because you were like 10 when your sister was born.
Yeah,
So that beats like 26-ish.
26, 27 depends on the time of year.
Yep, but
Yeah. I'm not gonna wrestle anything out of you, though I totally could. But
There's a sharp, high-pitched laugh from the kitchen. Ah!
then you hear Alex go, "What's going on?"
Don't worry about it.
Talking about feelings. Gross.
Yeah.
All
We're
right.
talking about mental health, Alex.
Good talk.
Okay.
So, anything else you wanted to do while you're there, Olivia? Before I wrap things up for the night.
No, unless Fred actually wants to talk about things, she's good.
He absolutely does not. He's a 90s man.
Shit.
No, but she did, make the points that he should take care of himself.
Yes, she did.
For your kids, Fred.
Yes, she did. He's a '90s man.
It'll take more than one conversation to make him understand that this is fine.
I have parents that are of an even older generation, and let me tell you, that's a hard talk to get through.
Yeah.
But that's it.
So,
She'll like hang out unless they don't want her there.
yeah, if you're there, Alex will probably just ask you if you wanted to play with him. So, you can...
Fuck yeah. She'll kick his ass in the racing in the Sonic games.
So that was earlier in the evening. Hanzo. Wow, most of the session was flashback. Wow. It happens.
It's called anachronistic storytelling, and it's deliberate.
It's called being a sloppy bitch.
That's also deliberate.
So
what is that?
It's me.
Stress
It's
toy.
me messing. Yeah, it's me messing with this little stim toy thing.
Okay.
I like the thing goes pop. Anyways.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the only problem is it's like a suction thing that makes the pop, and I one time put that on my forehead and didn't realize that when I pulled it off, it left like a faint, perfectly circular bruise smack dab in the middle of my forehead.
Oh no!
That must have been interesting to look at.
Yeah, like I walked into the bathroom and did a double take in the mirror, like, oh no. I was just fucking around.
You got Octopox from Avatar.
God, yeah. It was just like, oh god, I was just fucking around and I found out. Anyway, so sorry it wasn't very interactive for some of you. Mystery will be more involved for everyone later on. But
it's the setup.
Yeah,
it's the start of the arc.
Yeah,
and some of us might need to be dragged kicking and screaming into it this time around.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
And so the camera cuts from Olivia in, sitting down to play with Alex and Fred adding more portions to whatever he was cooking for dinner if Olivia's going to stay. But
I invited myself.
We kind of trail after following Tiffany in the classic as she drives down into town. And don't worry, Fred. Your car will be fine.
God, the car.
The
car will be fine.
We see Tiffany show up, park in the parking lot for the darn it, what did I name the whatever? Show up at the arcade, and she kind of looks around a bit before smiling and waving as she walks over, and there's another teenage girl that walks up to meet her, and Tiffany goes, "Oh, hey Maria, there you are. Hope you weren't waiting long." She goes, "Oh no, you're good. I was just waiting for my other friend to show up," and they chat for a bit as they walk over to the arcade. They play sometimes, but it's mostly just a hangout place for one of the cool hangout places for teenagers, and it's a very active place. Kids of from younger ages all the way up to later teens or even young adults are there playing arcade games. There's the skee ball, there's pinball. It's a happening place that I wish there were still arcade places like this in real life. But
yeah.
And they're chatting while they're waiting outside, and Tiffany's like, "Yeah, sorry, I know we wanted to hang out more, but Dad's been clingy. There was a little scare with Alex. He kind of got lost for a bit. New town, kind of playing it off." And Maria's like, "Oh no, that's okay. Jonathan's being overprotective too. He always gets this way around this time of year." And Tiffany just kind of gives her this look, like, "Jonathan?" He goes, "Oh, my stepdad. And she goes, oh. And Tiffany just nods. She goes, I don't have to worry about a stepdad yet, but... And they kind of like laugh about that. And
Oh God.
and they hear a rattling of wheels on the asphalt as they turn and see a girl rolling up on her skateboard comes to a
I
stop
knew
as she goes, "Hey Maria," and the Maria goes, "Oh hey Nicole, I thought you were back in Phoenix." She goes, "Yeah, I got tired, so I came back." She goes, they laugh and um they they go in and head into the arcade, having a good time. Tiffany kind of smirking, not like in a mean way, but just kind of like, oh, I see, as she notices Maria and Nicole hold hands briefly as they walk
Oh,
in. But
the K runs in the family.
yeah, I knew you'd like that. But not far, not like it was a parking lot, but not far from the place. You see a car driving off as Jonathan seemed to have dropped, her stepdad had dropped her off and was driving back home. The man wiping away tears that had formed in his eyes as John Layton's Johnny Remember fades off of his radio,
Oh,
only to be replaced by an obnoxious uh, ad for the Desert Typhoon water park opening tomorrow. And
Water park here of all places.
and the man scowls and clicks off the radio, and at a stoplight, a red light, he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a business card looking at the symbol of a snake on it, and hearing the words of a man in a snakeskin jacket as he remembers the words. It's so unfair that everyone's forgotten. Don't you wish that everyone would remember again? And that's where we'll end for the night as this man drives into the darkness.
uh,
Okay.